I spent a long time at school and after school really just trying to work out how to make things that were a reflection of me. And that's the main preoccupation I have with what I make. I'm always trying to understand myself through my environment and my relationships with people. And it's a privilege to be able to do that. I think that's one of the best things about being an artist. You have all this time to probe deeper. But I didn't know how I could do that within the history of painting because it was so long and there are all these incredible attempts people have made at trying to do that. I didn't quite think that maybe there was space for me, and I also didn't know, even if there was space, like what I would want to share with people. I've spent the past 6 years trying to figure out what my visual language is and what my relationship to colour might be. At the very beginning, I think there was this emphasis on me wanting to push myself as much as possible. And I also wanted to think about the symbols in the paintings that could be hidden. Some are very explicit in terms of the forms of teeth and lips, and others are a little bit more buried in the work. There's a journey that I've been on where I feel like I've established a really good foundation for myself to work with in terms of how I make the paintings, and now I'm trying to break that. It's like I have created an alphabet and now I'm starting to form sentences with that. But it's been a difficult journey to get where I am now, where I feel like I have a way of making that really contributes to the history of painting and is distinctive to how I feel and how I see the world, but is also hopefully relatable to other people. The painting I've made for the entrance hall, because it's a size and shape I wouldn't normally use when I'm painting, I wanted to work with that and emphasize that in how I made the painting. And so I created an image where things are coming out and into that framework in a way that goes beyond the edge. That is an important part of my practice. I always want to be able to refer to the world outside the painting. I think I'm responding to my relationship to the Courtauld, and that is a relationship that goes back to my early 20s. And I think the history of the Courtauld is something that I didn't necessarily engage with when I was doing that, because I was just so fixated on learning and looking at painters that to me were incredibly accomplished in the way that they described the world through paint. There is this very strong connection to the collection and the things I've been able to see that has been the bedrock for how I've made these works. And then it's exciting for me to be able to go beyond that and just really let myself loose in terms of how I engage with the Courtauld as a building and as a place. And I'm very excited about how different these paintings are to the things in the collection and how they point to that, but also with time you can understand how they do actually speak to the things that are in the Courtauld as well, and they are part of a legacy of people who have found new ways to describe their world and the world that that we live in, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do, but just in a very different moment in time.